At number 3, I have Nova Roma. So this is a medium heavy Euro style game, and it's one of those Euros that comes with a bunch of mini games held together through a central mechanism. And I do tend to enjoy those styles of Euros, especially if all those mini games are well synergized with each other. This one actually does feel a little bit like a Stefan Feld design, you know, thinking of games like Trajan, or this isn't a Feld game, but games like Yokohama. You know, there are games like this out there where you're competing on lots of different fronts at the same time, but it all boils down to that key mechanism. And in this game, that key mechanism is a pretty straightforward worker placement game, but with a twist, as you have these 4 actions along the vertical axes and the horizontal axes. And you basically have a 4x4 grid of worker placement spots. And depending on where you put your worker, you'll activate the action in the column and in the row. So it almost felt to me a little bit like Targi or a little bit of Kalamala, where you have that kind of varying pairing of actions, and of course they are variable, so each game will be different. And again, each one associates to a small part of the game. Most of it entails like track climbing, getting more points as you go, getting more resources, unlocking things and so on. But there's a little bit of area control going on as well through this little contract fulfillment as you're trading in resources in order to deploy these polyomino shapes onto the map, and whoever's got the most coverage will get more points. And you can use those shapes quite cleverly to try and block people from doing certain things. You are buying character cards that will give you ongoing powers, which are all quite well done actually. I thought those powers were really well balanced. And also endgame scoring as well. So you've got different opportunities you can go for. As well as a good degree of engine building, as the resource management part of this game is fairly interesting, as on your player board, you have your own little grid, and kind of as a bonus action, you can place your workers on that grid and again activate the row or column. But as the game goes on, you can actually booster and kind of strengthen the different spots to get you more resources to increase your yield. So yeah, there's quite a lot going on here, but it's actually pretty digestible and easy to understand. I think the synergy between the different mini games could have been increased a little bit more, but it doesn't hamper the game at all. I think it's actually really well designed, very well realized and finely tuned. But again, I tend to like things a little bit more when this mini game might give me a little boost on this one over here, and so on. But this game could have done that a little bit more, in my opinion. But still, everything else worked exactly as it should. Something I should definitely mention is during that worker placement grid action, as you place more workers down in the same rows and columns, your strength of your actions is actually boosted. So you get access to, more powerful abilities, maybe better cards, and so on. So sometimes you want to spread yourself thinner to get the exact actions you want, but sometimes you might take a couple of almost weaker or wasted actions to give you access to those more powerful actions later. From my understanding, each part of the game does seem pretty well balanced. I don't think there's a telltale strongest part of the game that everyone needs to go for. Of course, I have limited experience, but as a fairly experienced Eurogamer, I didn't see anything alarming. I thought it seemed really well integrated and well harmonized. So this one, again, I think if you like your drier Euros, a good degree of engine building, a good degree of resource management, a good degree of turn acts, as well as those worker placement spots or those pairings that you want do dry up quickly, and you might have to settle for plan B quite often. This game has that in spades. So again, I don't think it's anything revolutionary. I would probably rather play a couple of other mini game style Euros, but this one, I can't really criticize anything about it apart from, again, I would have liked to see a little bit more synergy between those mini games, but I really and thoroughly enjoyed my play, and I could certainly see why a lot of those old school Euro gamers would like and appreciate Nova Roma. So that's Nova Roma at number 3.